Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. If you're a crew here, I appreciate your subscribe. We're on the road to 15K and we're closer because of you today. Now look out for your boy and share this channel by pressing the like button. Do it for the algo. That way I'll grow. Now let's watch these clips.
Remember the singer Blue Cantrell? In 2014, Blue was placed in custody after being seen running in the streets, claiming to have been poisoned. Some speculate that her career took a downturn due to rumors surrounding Jay-Z.
I have a big crush on him now. I'll tell you that much. I really like him though. And I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him.
Would you make that play?
I wouldn't turn it down. Let's just put it that way.
Dang. Well, she do low-key look like Beyonce, but I'm curious, whose idea was it to name their kid Blue Ivy?
Baby girl.
Okay. Sandy asked me to do a duet here. Now I watched this
Abigail.
prior to doing this. This would
Abigail.
watch it again and you hear something go mine or something.
Abigail.
This would be a parent's nightmare.
Where you at?
An absolute nightmare. If this is a legitimate video.
Buddy.
If this is legitimate,
Abigail.
this would be horrible.
Abigail.
And if you're the owner of this home and your child is mysteriously picked up and taken to a crib, you need to call me. I need to get in there and investigate.
Number one comment, clean the house. Demons love unclean homes. Ain't that the truth, you hoarding assholes?
Just when we think we've seen everything, we get called and then we know we haven't seen everything.
When I knocked, as soon as I opened that screen, I could smell the foul odors.
Rats greeted them at the back of the townhome. They couldn't find the 76-year-old resident, so Houston police called Texas EquiSearch.
Dog did his job.
For a cadaver dog to find the missing man.
He was down there probably about 4 feet, literally, so I didn't think we was ever going to get all the boxes and stuff away, and they must just all caved in on top of him.
Or did these entities push the garbage on top of him?
Are you okay? Oh my God! Bathard! Get rid of it! Bathard! Are you okay? Oh my God, you guys! Bathard! Okay, like a little bird. Bathard! How do you read it on that screen? Bathard! Are you okay? Come here, guys. Come on. Bathard! Oh my God.
Is the Ouija board truly haunted, or is there a medical explanation for these cases? Recently, 28 girls in Colombia were hospitalized at the same time for anxiety and fainting symptoms after playing with the Ouija board. This is similar to a case back in November in which 11 teenage students were hospitalized after they were found passed out in a corridor after playing with the Ouija board. Hospital records say they had abdominal pain, vomiting, and muscle spasms, but ultimately they were diagnosed with food poisoning. Now, there is something called a shared psychotic disorder, in which a normal, healthy person takes on the delusions of a person that is having a psychotic episode around them. What do you think? Can science explain this one, or is the Ouija board truly haunted?
Either way, I ain't messing around. Look at this dude. Sign the petition. Save women's sports. Running out of things to conquer. Might as well colonize womanhood.
What's a coincidence that you think about a lot? I'll go first.
I think a lot about the time that kid drove 200 miles to Buffalo to pew-pew a bunch of people in a grocery store because he was such a racist he had to drive all the way to Buffalo to do it. And one of those people turned out to be Aaron Salter Jr.,
Carl?
an inventor who created the world's first water-powered car and was featured on the local news in Buffalo 2 months before the shooting. A man who created this world-changing revolutionary item, unalived by some random kid who drove 200 miles to do his crimes. I think about that a lot.
Aaron Salter Jr. wore many hats in his life. Retired police officer, substitute teacher, but one of his true passions was science. He built a lab in his garage where he spent countless hours working to develop an engine that could run on water.
It's not running off of gas fumes? No, there's no gas fumes. There's no gas fumes.
Sadly, for all he was in life, the world is learning his story because of the courage he displayed doing his job.
Wow.
حاجات روشن کن لطفا. بذار باید باز بدی. روشن است.
Wow. There goes another inventor driving to his death.
The U.S. military is struggling to recruit the nation's next generation of service members, those from Gen Z.
So because Gen Z don't want to join the army, you want to go back to drafting. Let me tell you, it's not going to work. It is not going to work. You could put a gun to their head. You could threaten their life with prison time. It ain't going to work. They're not coming.
Not this lazy group of entitled, estrogen-filled bitch-ass niggas. They'll shame you before they go to the draft.
You sound like a bitch. Bitch.
World War I, World War II, it was patriotism. That's the reason why they went. And they didn't have the level of information that we have now. Fast forward a bit. 9/11 is the same thing. Patriotism. They joined the army to fight for their country. Now to the age of internet, with all the information that we have now, you think these kids are going to put their life on the line to fight for a country that don't care about them? You got another thing coming. They're literally going to put their life on the line, and you couldn't even give them the little student loan they asked you for. Please. I mean, even when we went to Iraq, we were there for so many years, and we have nothing to show for it. Because clearly we didn't go there for oil or anything, because the gas prices just did not go down. If anything, the gas prices went up. And then you want us to fight for another country that is not even fighting for themselves. Ukraine, the soldiers are surrendering. I'm sure you've seen those videos. Same thing in it. Bro. Now, this is what I find weird. We cannot find any money to solve any problems we have in our own country. Drinking water, homelessness, hunger. We can't solve these problems, but we find $100 billion to fund war. Y'all
better do something about it.
We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those thugs.
Yeah, I saw that. That's the only table that's set up like that?
Stop the cap. You own a pellet gun?
Yes, I do.
You shoot my dog?
Why?
Because he's fucking dead, asshole.
What?
You shot my fucking dog? You shot my fucking dog.
What was your dog doing in my yard?
Our yard's right fucking there.
Your dog's
We're back there doing yard work. We're fucking trimming trees. He wandered over here and you shoot him? You fucking killed him with a pellet gun? In a goddamn neighborhood? Are you a fucking cop? What department do you work for?
Don't worry about what department.
Motherfucker. I am not in a goddamn mood.
What are you gonna do?
How about if I shoot your dumb ass?
You want to shoot me?
He shot my fucking dog. Are you okay with that?
Get off the fucking property.
He shot my fucking dog. What's your name?
Look,
what's your
my
name?
name's Ryan Keener.
Ryan Keener. What department do you work for, Ryan Keener?
I work for St. Charles County Sheriff's Department.
Good. You'll hear from me.
Okay, I'm proud of it.
You're proud of shooting my dog, Ryan Keener?
I didn't say that. Let me tell you.
No, you did say it. You're proud of it.
What do you got, a pit bull?
No, it's not a fucking pit bull.
What kind of fucking
it's a
dog
goddamn
is it?
Spanish Mastiff.
Why isn't your fucking dog chained up, buddy?
Because I don't fucking chain up a dog when I'm standing right there in my own goddamn
yard. Okay, well, keep your fucking dog in your
Well, he's dead now, asshole!
What do you want me to do?
What do you...
I'm not laughing at the dead dog. Assholes are everywhere. The way he's screaming on this nigga, the way he's trying to scream on him back, and his wife put her hand up like she was about to pop him in the head. Hey, get off my porch. This is not shit that you get to see often as a person of color. Normally, white people are very uniformed and are all on the same side. In America, anyway.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What are you going to get me fucking fired?
Yeah, I'm going to get you fucking fired. I want you to fucking apologize. You fucking shot my fucking dog. He's dead. He was dead in 2 goddamn minutes with a pellet gun in a fucking residential area.
Get in the house. Let's go.
You're a fucking asshole. You fucked with the wrong Marine.
He's a Marine? Oh my gosh. It's going to be problems.
Sheriff's deputy resigned after a special prosecutor charged him for shooting and killing his neighbor's dog last month. Former Deputy Ryan Kuhner is charged with animal abuse. That's a misdemeanor. Authorities say a 3-year-old rescue dog named Apollo was shot in the lungs with a pellet gun. Apollo came from Spain. St. Charles County Prosecutor Tim Lomar asked for a special prosecutor because Kuhner was a relative or has a relative who works in the prosecutor's office.
Oh, what's creepy about that? He would have got away with it if that guy wasn't a Marine, I think. It's always cool when you see a white man supersede a white man.
Do you remember when UMG, the music label, pulled out of TikTok and they just muted hella videos? And we were at a crossroad and we were thinking, yo, does the platform make the music or does the music make the platform? Well, we received the answer to this. So UMG is so down bad right now that they dropped a subscription program just for you to have access to the catalog. This is because UMG is going broke. They're not making any money, so they're just cutting people's jobs. Anytime you see the word job cuts, it's because they're not making any bread. And TikTok could care less because UMG's popular music catalog only makes up 30% of the platform. It's funny because UMG really tried to debo TikTok, threatening them, being like, we're gonna pull our music from the platform, and TikTok tested their gangster and was like, do it. And they did it, and TikTok didn't care at all. I already told you, we live in a culture where if anything happens, it becomes a clip or it becomes a sound. This were like 2019, it would make sense, but it's 2024. TikTok is a part of the mainstream culture.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm going to take it to another creepy level. There's no such thing as competition. All of these corporations are down with one another. What if UMG pulled their music just so that they could fire a whole bunch of people? That's what I think that they're doing with this dude, Dylan Mulvaney. I think these companies are bringing him on so that they can have a reason to fire people. Oh, we're losing so much money because of this wokeness we're trying to push. Now we got to downsize. Allegedly. Allegedly. Everything I say is alleged. But if I worked with some corporate entity and they were telling me they were hiring Dylan Mulvaney, I'd know it's about time to pack my bags.
Ain't barely had but 2 boxes taken out of it. Look at that. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. It's even marked down over here.
$4 is marked down? I want to know who started this boycott. Or is this something that's planned? Because I can't think of the last time Americans got together and said, collectively, we're not going to do this anymore.
This is the Kilkenny home of the first woman to ever be condemned of witchcraft in Ireland. Her name was Alice Kittler, and the year was 1324. She had 4 husbands.
4 husbands? What? Boss.
What is the red heifer? Yo, this is wild. It's written for the temple to be rebuilt. That ushers in the end times. All the tools that they use within the temple need to be cleansed. In order to do that, they sacrifice a red heifer. There's only been 9 red heifers ever sacrificed. The last red heifer to have been sacrificed was 2,000 years ago. A cattle rancher in Texas got invited with these rabbis to go look for red heifer. They found 5. The process was insane. They could never have been yoked. No one could have leaned on them. That's why it's been 2,000 years. They determined we finally found them. These 5 heifers are in Israel right now being like protected and guarded. They have 9 months to sacrifice this red heifer because they can't be older than 3 years old. He's basically saying like if this happens, you know we're now in the trajectory of this end times prophecy stuff. What's crazy too, with each sacrifice, they always mix the ashes of the previous red heifers. When they found the Dead Sea Scrolls, they also found a jar that had the previous 9 red heifers' ashes in it. Weird. Dating back to Moses.
So for my Christians, because as you know, I come from a Christian household. I come from a long line of preachers. My great-grandfather was a preacher. He had 7 sons. 4 of those sons, not my grandfather, were preachers. They all had their own church. They were going to send me off to seminary school so I could be a preacher too, but I just had too many questions, and it was like, boy, goddamn it, boy, why do the Jews have some sacred text? So I know how Christians look at it. They look at it like nobody can get to heaven unless you worship Jesus like how we do. But why do the Jews have a piece of the end times puzzle? Why do the Muslims have a piece of the end times puzzle? Because a lot of Christians say Islam is copying off of Christianity. By that logic, isn't Christianity copying off of Judaism? Whatever the case, but all 3 of them come out of the same region. All 3 of them have pretty much the same story. All 3 of them have the same prophets. Except the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims, you guys don't agree on Jesus. Why is he the catalyst? Leave it in the comments if you know why.
Yeah, watch this. What are you doing?
Do some Ouija shit, watch.
You know I'm scared of Ouija boards.
Fuck that hocus pocus shit. Old spirits.
No, don't do that.
Old spirits. Is there a booty call in my vision today? In my future today? What? Oh, I'm begging you.
Get up.
You better stop playing around.
Elon Musk has given an update on the first patient to be implanted with that brain chip from his Neuralink startup. During a live event on X, Elon Musk said the patient is now fully recovered and able to move a mouse cursor around a screen just by thinking.
Stop the cap.
A robot implanted the chip into the area of the brain which controls movement. The first goal of the project is for people to control a cursor or keyboard with their thoughts. Elon Musk says the technology can eventually fully connect the brain to devices.
Why do we need that? Because people can't keep their thoughts straight as it is.
Did you know that Elon Musk can't be sued because he's not real? Currently, Tesla is facing a lawsuit because an Apple engineer died while his Model X was driving for him. Arguments are being made that Tesla is directly responsible because Elon Musk kept claiming that the cars could drive autonomously and even better than a human. A statement he clearly made all the way back in 2016.
Like a Model S and Model X at this point can drive autonomously with greater safety than a person. Right now.
Or did he? Tesla's defense isn't that the human is responsible, no matter how good their software is, or that Elon was taken out of context. They're arguing that Musk is the target of so many deepfakes that you don't even know he actually said those words. Despite the fact that the video was recorded in front of hundreds of people and posted well before the current AI tech we have right now. So their rebuttal is essentially complete crap.
Oh, there's so much AI out here. You can't say that he did that. He wasn't there. How do you know it was him? I guess the guy in my last video was proven correct. They're gonna use AI for some very nefarious things.
My boy got on the walk with me, Lord. Yeah, walk with me. He don't even care about it. I said, walk with me, Lord.
You know how many jokes I would have if I could sing? Oh my God, I would be killing these hoes.
In the 1950s, Detroit was probably the richest city in the USA, if not the entire world. At the time, it was largely white, but had a substantial minority of African Americans who had moved there from the South, which was poorer and had higher levels of racial discrimination. In 1961, the mayor of Detroit, Louis Miriani, lost his re-election bid because he was known to be corrupt. This was later borne out when he went to prison for tax evasion. His replacement, Jerome Cavanagh, won the election promising to give Detroit's African American population civil rights. Having seen the success of this strategy, he began pandering to the interests of this community and funneling money from the wealthier whites in suburban areas to the poorer inner city blacks. Cavanagh was soon replaced by black politicians promising exactly the same thing on a larger scale. An example was John Conyers Jr., an African American who secured a seat in the House of Representatives for the Democrat Party in Detroit. Conyers received 84% of the vote in 1964 and was re-elected 13 times, often with an even larger margin. This despite the fact that Detroit during that time was going from the richest city in America to one of the poorest, most dangerous and mismanaged cities in the USA. At the same time, Conyers was embroiled in numerous scandals, which included an affidavit by a former employee that he paid her off over an incident of sexual harassment with $27,000 in public money. Meanwhile, his wife, who was on the city council, actually went to jail after pleading guilty to bribery charges. Unlike his white predecessor, however, Conyers never lost an election, despite years of corruption and gross mismanagement. His lowest vote count was 77%. Today, you would be hard-pressed to find any white people in positions of power in Detroit. Due to changing demography and ethnic bloc voting, political power has been transferred mostly to African American and other minority groups. These groups now make up the majority of the city's population, thanks to the disastrous impact of tribal voting patterns in a modern democracy. The white population mostly fled after losing political influence and then being targeted for wealth transfers by governments and crime gangs. Detroit is now utterly dysfunctional and racked by poverty and crime.
So it isn't just America that knows America is fucked up. It's also Britain.
Taser, taser, taser.
That's an interesting place to shoot her at. I mean, right in the badonkey. Well, at least you didn't miss. I mean, how could you? That thing is everywhere. That bitch is a former contestant.
And for you to tell me that I need lessons?
Tamika.
It's
Go,
Tamika.
Tamika, listen to me.
Tamika.
What is happening?
Something I've got to tell you.
If you horrendous, and you look like one of those creatures that live in the jungle with those massive eyes.
All hail the New York Giants!
Opportunity ass whoopings. You gotta fuck up everybody, just in case.
Sri Lanka has ended free long-term visas for Russians and Ukrainians following outrage over a whites-only party. And no, my friends, this is not 1920. We're not talking about Russian whites as in the monarchist or anything like that. This whole thing somehow got racial. But how the hell does something like this actually happen? Well, as I'm sure that many of you are already aware, the Russo-Ukrainian war is still something that is currently ongoing, and there are many thousands of people who have fled from both countries to try and escape the conflict. With one of those countries being Sri Lanka, which actually granted free visas to Russians and Ukrainians that were trying to escape. Which sounds awesome, right? I'm sure no one would absolutely do anything to screw that up. Well, it seems that there was severe outrage in the country after a Russian-owned nightclub went and tried to host a party that was going to have face control white, signifying that your face had to be like this to get into the party.
I couldn't go to the party?
No.
To my black audience, you know she's considered black over there. Over here, she wouldn't be considered black in some black circles. But over there, she's, you know, I just didn't know if you all knew that or not.
So I had a bad habit of apologizing too quickly, which on the surface seems like it would be a good thing, right? But let me tell you why it's not the best.
You a simp!
I just saw a video where it was like, I'm dating a mature guy and he just apologizes right away. So I don't know what to do with all this anger. Fuck him.
It's a good plan.
Glory be to God. Now they are publicly announcing this stuff arrogantly, as if we didn't know they were doing it the whole time, like Hawaii and Chile and Santa Rosa. Don't do the do. They're calling it dragon fire. It comes from the garden. Dragon of Eden. Fire, it's Lucifer. Lucifer, the fifth day, the fifth day.
It didn't even say all of that. Nigga, you making sure the fifth day, the Lucifer, the fighter.
Revelation chapter 1 verse 1 states, "The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants, things which must shortly take place, and he sent and signified it by his angel to his servant John." This verse serves as a gateway into the depths of God's revelatory message, encapsulating key themes and purposes that resonate throughout the entirety of Revelation. Firstly, it is essential to recognize that this is the revelation of Jesus Christ. The focus is unmistakably on Christ, affirming his centrality not only in this prophecy, but in the entirety of God's redemptive plan. This revelation is of him, from him, and about him. It is a manifestation of his glory, a testament to his authority, and a vision of his ultimate victory.
So Jesus gave the word to himself. So in the Old Testament, God says, don't worship any gods besides me. But then in the New Testament, God decides, I'm going to see how faithful you really are by showing you three versions of me. There's me, there's Jesus, and then there's the Holy Spirit. And I'm going to leave it up to you to worship all three of us, but as one. Shout out to Christianity, the birthplace of Common Core math. 1 + 1 + 1 = 1.
That's funny, nigga. Damn.
That's all I got for you today. Tune in again. We'll do it again. Sooner than you think, too.